All it took for the Mets was the playing of OMG and Candelita returning to Citi Field for the bats to come alive and the Mets to go on a win streak. It's 2 in a row. It's better than 1. And the Mets get a much needed and fun win on Tuesday at Citi Field. A lot of fun things happen. A lot to break down on today's episode of Mets Daily. Make sure you smash that thumbs up on this video right now. It helps the channel. Make sure you comment below. Are you feeling a little bit better now on a win streak? Are you still negative? What's the feel? It's a rocky roller coaster here this Mets season. How you feeling? Sound off in the comments below. I'm Jake Brown, at Jake Brown Live on all social media. I'll be giving away tickets today to tomorrow's Mets-Padres game. None of the Mets Daily Insiders want it. We've given every insider a chance to take the tickets tomorrow. I get it. Believe me, it's a weekday game. Not the easiest in the afternoon to make the game. Unfortunately, insiders couldn't make it, so we're giving away on Twitter, at Jake Brown Live. So follow me to find out how you can win those. You must be a subscriber, of course, to Mets Daily. Well, Piggy and Power. It's the piggyback success and the power bats for the Mets. 4 homers from Lindor, Alonso, Beatty, and none other than Cedric Mullins. His first homer at Citi Field. About damn time he did something. And the Mets with a 5-run first, and that was all they needed to an 8-3 victory. It worked to perfection. Clay Holmes, 4 innings, 2 runs. Sean Manaea, 5 innings, 1 run. Bing, bang, boom. I think you're going to see that again probably on Sunday. If not, then next week, you're going to see them piggyback again. And like I said, I think the Mets are going to continue to try this piggyback. The other combinations to be determined. I mean, David Peterson has a big outing tonight at Citi Field, and I think Jose Iglesias will play. He did not play last night against the left-hander in Peterson. Now, Peterson is a guy that has, throughout this season, given the Mets 5 or 6 innings. So I don't know, come playoff time, obviously, if the Mets get in, their lead is 1.5. Arizona did come back and win, which I think is fine. The Giants 3 back now because of the Giants' easy schedule, the last 6. 3 against the Cardinals, 3 against the Rockies. I think it's fine that Arizona came back, but remember, that tiebreaker yet to be determined with Arizona. It'll be based on divisional record, so that's going to come down to the wire. They are just 1.5 back, but the Reds lose, 3 back. The Giants lose, 3 back, and Cardinals 4.5. So pretty good scores for the most part for the Mets, helping them out. But, you know, the story was the piggy and the power. And Francisco Lindor homering, he needed that. Alonso hitting one to the moon. Brett Beatty with a big 2-run shot was huge. And, you know, the piggyback is the way to go here, guys. And I think it was a good sign to see Sean Manaea against a playoff team in the San Diego Padres, the second wild card, go out and did what he did out of the pen. And that's a team player. This is a guy who had to swallow his pride a little bit and say, you know what, it's not working right now as a starter. Let's try something different. And that worked. We'll see if that continues to work. But Clay Holmes is a 3 or 4 inning pitcher max. That's what he is at this point of the season. And the Mets, smart move, you know, tackling that now, not forcing him to go 5 or 6. I think they could have easily put him out for the 5th, but they said, why are we doing that? We're going to piggyback, and it worked. So they're going to go with Tong tomorrow. We'll see how he does. You know, I think Sanga's probably back sometime over the weekend or next week. You know, it'll likely be McLean Saturday, Sprode on Friday. We'll see. Maybe they go Sprode and Tong piggyback. Maybe they go Sprode and Sanga piggyback, and Tong becomes a 1-inning reliever. They got some options here. You know, not a bad thing to have so many starting pitchers. You know, you knew Francisco Lindor was going to homer on Tuesday when his wife performed the national anthem on the violin. I mean, you saw the pride in his face. He said, my honey is going to do that. I'm going to homer. Well, first he singled in the first, and I'm like, the homer's coming. You know, you knew he was going to have a big day. Next at-bat was the home run. That was awesome. Man, how about Katia, I believe it's Katia, performs the anthem every day on the violin. That was sick. The kids, how happy they were, was just a special moment. And, you know, this is our royal family. Francisco Lindor is the royal family for the Mets, and you're seeing that. I mean, every time with the kids, it's adorable. Like, how do you not shed a tear when you watch? You know, he was basically crying, watching on the field, holding his kids, has his 3 kids there, holding the baby, 2 beautiful daughters there watching, smiling as mama performs the anthem. This is our royal family for a long time, and you hope the Mets win a World Series with Francisco Lindor in a Mets uniform, and it would mean a lot to him. It'd mean a lot to the Mets. You know, Lindor, I think it'd mean a lot to him because this is a guy still seeking that first ring. He came close in Cleveland, didn't get it. This is a guy who wants to win. I think that's the most important thing to him. And if he could carry the Mets here these last couple of weeks, like he did all of last season, a lot of people will forget. A lot of Met fans will complain about Lindor, but when the tough gets going, he gets tough. And I think you're going to see why Lindor is so valuable to the Mets here down the stretch. So shout out to Lindor. He was big. And shout out to the Mets for the tribute video. And listen, Jose Iglesias deserved that, man. And how cool was it to see Iglesias hugging Lindor's kids and how happy they were to see him? I mean, you see the impact that Iglesias had and what the Mets clubhouse is missing without him. I think David Stearns knows he messed up, not just paying him. And you could talk all you want about Iglesias hitting 230, but it's not like the other Mets. It's not like Acuna's lighting it up, who would have been his replacement. It's not like Beatty's had a solid year. Vientos had a bad first half. But I think there was room for Iglesias. The Mets chose Nick Madrigal over him. And if you don't remember that name, it's because he got hurt on the first play of spring training fielding a ball at shortstop. So the Mets went with Madrigal for $1 million or $2 million instead of Iglesias for $4 million. I mean, it's a nonsensical move, but I think it was awesome. And listen, clearly hearing OMG when they introduced him propelled the Mets, because remember, last year that was their home run song. Mets went out and hit a bunch of homers. So I think this whole series they should play it. I hope they play it when he comes at the plate, assuming he plays against the lefty tonight. So shout out to Candelita and shout out to Francisco Lindor. It starts from the bottom. It starts in the minor leagues, and the Mets have developed a lot of good players. You're seeing them, Sproat, McClain, Tong, and it starts in Single A and in Brooklyn. And the Brooklyn Cyclones, we got to show them love on today's Mets Daily. The winners of the South Atlantic League, the South Atlantic League champions last night. Oh, what a beautiful sight to see that and see them celebrate. Hey, they were popping bottles. Not all those guys might be 21, but it's all right. We won't tell anyone. Hub City Spartan Burgers were defeated 2-1 by the Brooklyn Cyclones. And listen, you've seen some stories. A.J. Ewing, you saw Carson Bench there at one point. Like, everything starts in Brooklyn. Brandon Nimmo had started there. Pete Alonso, like all these guys at one point started their development down there. And you're seeing a lot of good Mets pitchers, good Mets hitters develop starting in St. Lucie and then Brooklyn and then Binghamton. Binghamton as well, up 1-0 in their playoff series. They won last night. So maybe this is, I don't know if it serves as motivation for the big leaguers, but it's a good sign to see where these guys started and both those teams winning. I think this is a franchise that needs to breed winning. And you saw with the big league squad, you're seeing it in the minors, you're seeing the big league squad in a playoff position at the moment. I think this organization wants to just be winners across the board. I know I always say wins and losses in the minor leagues don't matter, but if you win early on, you're going to know the feeling, and you're going to want that feeling at the big league level. And you're seeing that in Single A and Double A with Cyclones winning the championship last night and Binghamton already up 1-0 in their playoff series, that the winning is starting early. And, we don't really show a lot of love to the results of the minor leagues, but how cool is it here? September 16th last night, South Atlantic League champions, the Brooklyn Cyclones, the best record in franchise history, the best record in MILB for the first half, a perfect 4-0 postseason. One focus, one goal, mission accomplished. And shout out to Gilbert Gomez, their manager, for leading the way for them. And shout out to the Cyclones, the 2025 SAL champions, the high A affiliate of the New York Mets. We love to see it. Well, you're watching Mets Daily. I'm Jake Brown at Jake Brown Live. Hit that follow button on my TikTok, X, my YouTube, and all Instagram as well, at Jake Brown Live. Scan this code right here, become a Mets Daily Insider, just $5 a month. None of the insiders want them, so we're giving away on X. So make sure you follow me there. Find out. I'll announce the giveaway. But you have to be a subscriber to Mets Daily. 2 tickets, Excelsior level for tomorrow, Thursday afternoon, 1 p.m., Mets-Padres game. So can't wait. Big series. We'll be here to talk about every step of the way. 1.5 up. Keep doing what you're doing. David Peterson tonight. Not going to be easy against Nick Pivetta, who has had a remarkable season. What a signing he was. What a move it was for the Padres to get him. And, the Mets, if they win tonight, 3 back of the Padres for the second wild card. Don't look now. If the Mets could get hot, maybe they don't even get in. They get in as a second wild card and play the Cubs instead of having to face the Dodgers. Thanks for watching. Smash that thumbs up. Comment below. Do we win this series? Do we sweep? How you feeling about the Mets? Thanks for watching Mets Daily, everybody. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Let's go, Mets.